Hypermart USA was a test project done by Walmart in the 1980s and the 1990s, which attempted to combine groceries and general merchandise under one roof at a discount. The Hypermart concept was modeled after earlier efforts from other retailers, including the big Midwestern retailer Meijer. All stores used a floor plan that exceeded 220,000 square feet. They featured a mini mall, food court, arcade, bank, and other kiosk operations. The ones in Kansas City and Tacoma featured McDonald's, Subways, and Popeyes in their food courts. So when it comes to the Hypermart USA concept, it was completely different from what we know now as the Walmart superstores in terms of them being literal mini malls. And you can see some photos. The design of these very strange, with the entrances almost looking like, the side entrances to malls. This was a legitimate mall type of operation that Walmart did try in the 80s and 90s. It was officially defunct in the year 2000. The original prototype did not go as planned. Walmart was unaccustomed to operating such massive stores, and an economic recession in the early 1990s had brought on a decline in retail sales. Although the stores were profitable, sales projections were too optimistic, and the company did not anticipate the great heating and cooling costs of the major square footage. The first Walmart Supercenter, which used a floor plan around 125 square feet, was opened in 1988 in Washington, Missouri, as the Supercenter provided to be a much more profitable experiment, downscaling, because remember, the original Hypermarts were about 2 times the size of the first Supercenter that they tried. Walmart eventually began converting their Hypermarts into supercenters or closing them outright. The Hypermart USA concept was officially discontinued in 2000 when Walmart announced it was converting the Kansas City Hypermart USA into a Walmart Supercenter. The former Kansas City store, then a Supercenter, ultimately closed in January of 2007. The original Hypermart in Garland, Texas, closed in May of 2008. The Tacoma Hypermart is still open, although its exterior has been remodeled, as well as the Arlington, Texas location. But the big Hypermart was located in Kansas City, Missouri. This was the hub. It had opened in 1990. The South Kansas City store was the last Hypermart USA to open. It was the largest of the 4 Hypermart stores at over 250,000 square feet. Described as Walmart's mall without walls, the Kansas City Hypermart included a number of restaurants and specialty outlets in addition to the combination grocery and general merchandise discount store. It included a food court with seating for 200 people, a bank, a pharmacy, an arcade, a hair salon, a vision center, a travel center, a hearing exam place, a shoe store, a photo mart, a portrait studio, and a sound store. In May of 2000, Walmart announced that it would spend $5 million to convert the Kansas City Hypermart USA to a Walmart Supercenter. Walmart indicated that it was converting its last remaining Hypermart because the stores were too big and too inconvenient for customers. Walmart explained that the effort of offering everything under one roof was more of a European style of retail, and it was overwhelming to the American shopper. A Kansas City councilman claimed that there were other reasons the Kansas City Hypermart failed, citing high volume of complaints from residents about the store, including time-consuming lines at checkout counters, trash and runaway carts in the parking lot, dirty restrooms, and an overall messy condition, along with poor management. Walmart wanted to build a new Supercenter store in South Kansas City, so city leaders pressured Walmart to make improvements to the conditions of the Hypermart location before they would be given approval to move forward with the new South Kansas City store. At the time, Walmart said it would cost almost $5 million to renovate the massive 270,000 square foot Hypermart store. Walmart moved forward with the renovation and conversion of the Hypermart store, along with bringing in new management to address the concerns of poor management at the store. In 2006, Walmart began construction on a new Walmart supercenter on the site of the former Blue Ridge Mall. And the original massive mall-like Hypermart in Kansas City closed. It simply had too much space. That happened in 2007 when the transition was made in Kansas City to open the newer Walmart in a different area of the city. But guys, that is the story of the Hypermart USA. It's Walmart trying to go even bigger. You know, I've always heard of the smaller Walmarts getting added on and becoming the supercenters. Actually, in the early 2000s, Walmart built some just regular sized Walmarts with the idea of having surrounding land to potentially add on and make them supercenters and expand. But these were even bigger to where they were almost double the size of supercenters. And the one in Kansas City was almost like a de facto, I would say, trashy mall. Like, the issue with Walmart is if you want to go to a mall, like the idea of a Walmart mall, let's be honest, it just sounds a little bit trashy, and I'm sure it was very messy, a lot of discounted stuff, a lot of crap on the floor. That was probably one of the bigger reasons. And also, it's just the idea, when you are Walmart, you're selling a bunch of discounted, low-priced items. Operating a massive store like that, while yes, it's going to make you money because you're selling at such a discount because of the crazy amount of bulk you're able to buy in, which will drive your prices down, it's going to be it's just not worth it. Like, the supercenter is the perfect medium between the Hypermart and between the regular old Walmart, to where you can't fit everything you want in a regular Walmart. You expand it to a supercenter. It's a perfect size because now you're not paying the ridiculous amount in terms of heating and cooling, you know, with crazy amounts of square footage. You're not footing that massive bill. And the Hypermart, it's just harder to maintain. You need more staff. A lot of it's such low ticket items. A lot of theft probably went on. That is my opinion on why the Hypermart USA did not work, although they did only try it in 4 different areas. All 4 of them, you know, 2 of them did get converted to Walmart supercenters. The other 2 just went out of business. The biggest one, I mean, you know, there's really nothing that you can convert the biggest one into because it is a de facto mall located in Kansas City. The one in Tacoma, Kansas is still open, but it is now a supercenter. The one in Arlington, Texas is also still open, operating as a supercenter. The one in Garland, Texas was demolished in 2018. It originally got converted to a supercenter. I mean, these things only lasted like 3 or 4 years. Yeah, the Garland location gets converted to a supercenter in the early 90s after opening in late 1987, and by May of 2008, Walmart had announced that it would replace the store with a smaller supercenter nearby. Yeah, you think about it, they convert it to a supercenter, but the building is still the same size. So how does that work exactly? That's true. Do they not use part of the building? Is that what it would be? But either way, guys, that is just the story of Walmart trying to go big, bigger than big if you consider the supercenter as big. They even wanted to double that and make their own mall hub. However, they realized it just wasn't worth it. Even if it was profitable, they'd have better margins going with the, I guess, medium proposal, which would be the supercenter, upgrading the original stores to the supercenter, but not going with the crazy mall and all of the attachments, your own food court. Imagine going to a Walmart mall with a food court. It would be a strange experience for sure, but guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.